This podcast is brought to you by Podcast Nation.
Clorox Sentiva smells like grapefruit. Cleans like Clorox. And feels like...
Okay, we could be here all day. Try Clorox Sentiva for a trusted clean with long-lasting freshness. Also available in lavender and coconut. Use as directed.
This episode is brought to you by Shopify. Do you have a point of sale system you can trust, or is it a real POS? You need Shopify for retail. From accepting payments to managing inventory, Shopify POS has everything you need to sell in person. Go to shopify.com/system, all lowercase, to take your retail business to the next level today. That's shopify.com/system.
Welcome to Nirvana Sisters, where we discuss all things health and well-being to help you achieve your highest state, your nirvana. Hi, I'm Amy Sherman, a marketing exec with a passion for wellness and beauty.
Hi, I'm Katie Chandler, a former fit model that has a passion for health and fitness.
We are sisters-in-law who share the same love for well-being, ready to sift through all the self-care noise and bring you a splash of what we think is fun. So let's get started. Welcome back to the show, everyone. It's Amy and Katie today. And before we get moving with the show, I think we all should just take a quick breath. So I'm going to do it. And Katie, you follow me because I know that I need it today. So ready? Let's go. Okay. I really needed that, guys, because I am feeling very overwhelmed lately. Katie knows this. It's towards the end of the year. There's so much going on. I feel like so many plans to be made, and I just got a new puppy. And I know it sounds silly because it is amazing having a new puppy, but I have to say it is like having a newborn again, except I'm much older. And I feel like I have to keep my eyes on her every second. And I have no time to myself because every time I try to go to the bathroom, take a shower, she's either in my room, all over me, has to go outside. And so I just feel like I've had no time to myself. So I was telling my family last night, I'm feeling very overwhelmed and I need to take a step back and I need them to help me do that because I've just been all over the place. So our episode this week is really about moving into the new year, taking a pause, looking back on the year and trying to balance and organize ourselves so we're going to the new year strongly. And I know Katie and I have been having a lot of these conversations offline because we are loving our podcast and we love all of our listeners and all of our guests, but we do need time to take a step back and kind of think about next year and who we want on the show and what you guys want and how we want to kind of grow this community that we love so much. So we're taking time over the next few weeks to do that. And in this episode, we're going to talk about kind of balance. We're going to talk about some holiday weight loss things that we've been thinking about, just a year-end review a little bit, take a moment of gratitude and just talking about how we can take care of ourselves over this busy season because the holidays are a great time. And I'm really excited to move into Thanksgiving and the holidays, but they can also be somewhat stressful because you got to plan things and you're going out a lot and seeing people, which is all great because we haven't been able to do it. And I think everyone's excited to do it, but it does have this feeling of moving quickly. And I just want to enjoy the moment and be kind of at peace and be in the present. And I'm just trying to do that. So Katie, can you help me with this? What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, also the holidays brings on more fun and partying than we probably any of us really truly need in our lives. Like as fabulous as it is and as exciting as it is to see our friends and to do these things, it can just totally throw us out of whack. Like I already feel in the weeds to begin with. I feel unorganized. I feel like, there's so much going on and we can't get on top of it. And now we've got to throw the holidays into the mix. And then there's the holiday parties and all of this. And then I'm dragging and I just don't feel good. So it's a very difficult time, I find, for people to tune into themselves and to take care of themselves. And that's kind of what we're here as your reminder to try to do. Like, we're not saying beat yourself up if you aren't able to do it, but just try to remember to also take care of yourself through the wrap up of the end of this crazy year. So,
yeah, I know that since I got the puppy, I haven't been working out as much. And I think that's why I feel so unbalanced and unorganized, because
totally.
I've been taking the time for myself to work out. So that's really getting on my nerves. So I need to start like ASAP, getting back on schedule with working out, because I think that will make the rest of my days and weeks better. What about you, Katie?
Yeah, it just
I know since
shows
you moved, you were saying.
since we moved, it's like really, really hard to get on in a routine. And it just goes to show like a major shift in anyone's life, like whether it's a new baby, a new puppy, a new house, a new job, anything, it can really throw you out of whack, and it can be really hard to get back on track. I mean, it's our whole thing. And just so everyone knows, like we struggle with it too. So yeah, I mean, I have only been able to get my workouts in like maybe twice a week, and I could feel it. And I definitely feel like I'm edgier. I have a shorter temper. I am just not like at peace and present and calm as much as I would like to be. So
Yeah, I totally agree.
I think us taking this pause is going to be great on so many levels. Not just for Nirvana Sisters, but personally also.
Yeah, I'm feeling good about it. And I just need to set some mini goals for myself. Like with working out, I definitely feel like I need to be doing at least 5 minutes of meditation. I've been totally off that practice. And I need to be doing like my 5-minute meditation. I need to do some gratitude practice. And I feel that when we do get busy, those are the things that fall to the wayside, but then it almost makes it worse because it makes you more stressed out. And we know this because we talk about it all the time. But when you're in a busy time, it's good to just remember. So this is our way of remembering and telling our community to remember to do this too, even if it's 5 minutes of walking, 5 minutes of meditation. So with all this being said, let's do our Nirvana of the week. Katie, why don't you start?
So mine is kind of funny and it's like a little unexpected for me, but do you ever have you ever had a song where you've heard maybe in a TV show, or you've heard it on the radio, or you've heard it in a movie, like over years' time, and every time you hear a little bit of it, you're like, oh, I love that song. What is that song?
Yeah.
I've had a song like that for I don't know how long, like the better part of my life. And I'm always, whenever I hear it, I'm like, I need to, I'll figure out what that is. I'll figure out what it is. And I never do. Well, the other day, the song came on the radio like on Sirius. So it had the title and the artist, and it's Harvest Moon. Do you know Harvest Moon by Neil Young?
I think so. Were we listening to that the other day? Or like, I feel like you told me about it or something.
It was after you left. And no, because this was all after you left. And I have probably, I want to say this was on Monday because I was going to the grocery store. I have probably listened to it 100 times. It's the only thing I've listened to since I heard it. I'm playing it on repeat like a psychopath, but it's brought
Harvest
me
Moon
so
by
much
Neil Young.
joy. Yeah, honestly, I should play. I'm just going to play like a second or two of it.
Ooh, let's hear it.
Yeah, and you'll know it, but.
I don't know if I know the song.
Just the very, the first line is so good. I'll stop it after that.
Come a little bit closer.
Oh, yeah. I know the song.
So
it reminds me of the Grateful Dead, actually. It has that kind of vibe. And I feel like I heard this. Maybe Adam played it when I was there, because I'm telling you, I heard that song with you when I was there this weekend. And it's a great song, and I am going to download it. And it definitely has that mellow vibe. I love it. Yeah.
And it's also it's about Harvest Moon, which is the fall. And what I really like about it, it's about a couple that have been together for years and years and years and years, and they're still in love. And it's like they're trying to spark that young love feeling again. You know, it's good. So anyway, it's brought me so much Nirvana. Yeah, it's been epic.
Oh, I love it. I'm going to definitely do that. I'm going to add it in. Maybe I'll listen to it when I do a little workout later.
Yeah.
My Nirvana, there's a few things. I would say I was visiting Adam and Katie, my brother Adam and Katie, obviously, and the girls last weekend, which was fabulous because A, I had a little time to myself, but B, I'm just really happy for you, Katie, and so happy with your move and your new community. I just felt really good being there, and I felt really happy for you and settled, and that made me happy, and that made me feel Nirvana because, you guys really chose the right community to be in. And Adam had this vision and he was right. And it's such a nice, warm community where you moved. And I just felt so good for you that you guys were starting out in such a positive way with the girls at a really good age to move. So that brought me a lot of nirvana. We also have a special guest that we're booking that I won't say, that will probably be into the new year. So that also brought me a lot of nirvana, being that I pretty much manifested this person to come on our show. So I'm really excited about that too.
Yeah.
Let's move on to some holiday eating, weight loss. So when Katie and I were together, I had told her that I recently lost about 15 pounds.
Which blows my mind because you don't even look like you have 15 pounds to lose ever.
Thank you. I felt that I put on a lot of quarantine weight, and it was really, I felt like more water retention and inflammation just because I wasn't paying attention. I was eating. For the most part, eating clean, but definitely probably indulging more. And then when I was indulging, probably not taking a step back and like trying to eat healthy again. So I was just like off. You know how sometimes you just get off and you get into a stage where you just feel bloated and you look at pictures and you're like, oh, I don't like the way I look and I don't like the way I feel. So I did this thing called Optavia, which I was very against actually, because I've known about it for years. I know people that have done it and you can lose a lot of weight from it, but I was very against it because I actually don't think the ingredients are that bad, but it's packaged. And I was like, it's not organic. It's not fresh. I like to eat everything fresh and whatever. But
like Whole Foods.
Honestly, Whole Foods, exactly. But honestly, I've been so busy that I was like, let me just do this and see. And I also am not one to make like meals for myself so much because I'm always on the run. So I do like to grab things and have more snacks throughout the day. So I was like, you know what? I need to lose a quick 10 pounds. Let me just try it. So the way that the program works is you have a coach, and my friend Stephanie, when I was visiting her over the summer, had been doing it, and she told me her coach, and I was like, set me up with her because it was someone I don't know, someone that lives in Texas. She's so sweet. I've asked her a million questions and she's sort of my coach and trainer along the way. And the reason why I personally thought that was helpful is because a lot of people, this has become like I don't know what they call like multi-level marketing or whatever they call it, where people do the program and then they become coaches and it's a whole thing. But it is good to have a coach. But I did find that it was really helpful to have a coach that I didn't know, because there are people in my community that sell the products that I know. And I just didn't want to have to like talk to someone that I knew and tell them my ups and downs and ask them all my silly questions. So it was actually really nice to have a somewhat anonymous person in my life that I could just ask a quick question to, like, hey, am I eating the right this or am I eating right that? So anyway, I'll probably do a fuller review on the program. And we were actually talking about maybe having one of our nutrition experts or contributors to the show to talk a little bit more about it, because I know generally speaking, it's not good to lose a lot of weight in a quick manner. But I do have to say, I have been on it since probably, I would say August, September, October. So it has been 3 months. It's not like I lost 10 pounds overnight. So I have lost 15 pounds. I'm looking to lose a few pounds more. So that way, when I gain some holiday weight, it won't be so drastic. But it has really helped because I do feel 1,000 times better. I was telling Katie, I do not feel bloated at all. My stomach is flat. I feel so much better. So I think my body kind of flushed out all the things that I didn't need and that weren't serving me. And this will be a really good basis moving into the new year. So we'll probably go more in depth on it, but it was just something I wanted to mention because it was definitely one of these things where I was like, I'm not sure if I want to do a program like this, but it has actually been really helpful. Another one that I've used in the past is called Prolon, which I did a few years ago. And I've done it a few times, and it's kind of like a 1 week almost fast. And it's more like soups and like very minimal food. It's almost like mimicking fasting, but you are eating. And I've done that too. And that's good for like a quick cleanse. You lose a few pounds and you kind of feel good, but that's just like a quick thing to do over the holidays that I know some people do to kind of get a, flush out, if you will. But Katie, I know you have some tips for holiday eating as well.
Yeah, well, really fast, I just want to touch on Optavia because, you look great. And what's most important is that you feel great. But we also know other people that have had really good success stories on it. It's kind of like this little hidden secret, I feel like. So, listeners, let us know if you want to learn more about it. And, next season, we could probably do an in-depth episode on it, like you were saying. But I think it could potentially help a lot of people that are, like stuck with some stubborn weight. Mine is... So my go-to, like I said, because of the move, I was just like out of whack and not really eating very well, not on a great routine. So my reset is Pete's Paleo. It's this fantastic like food ordering service that I found during the pandemic when I was just so sick and tired of cooking. And then I would not cook. So I would end up just like putting a mishmash of random things together for dinner. And it would be just like a really unhealthy dinner. And I would feel like garbage the next day. So I ordered this. It's petespaleo.com. And basically,
and I think you might have reviewed this or talked about it.
I think it was one of my it was one of my nirvanas because
was it? Okay.
Yeah,
Nice.
The meals are so good. So what you do is you order by Monday, and then they have these weekly menus. Like here's an upcoming menu: white truffle and portobello chicken thighs with chives, mashed potatoes, and roasted broccoli; thyme roasted turkey with artichoke and fennel. Don't know how to say that word. And roasted rutabagas, so on. So they're really, really tasty meals that they prepare fresh and then ship to you fresh within days' times. And this is a chef. This is an actual chef. This is his company, and he puts it together. And the meals are so like savory and delicious. It's not what you would think when you get like something that's prepackaged. They're really, really, really good and satisfying. And they're super healthy. And how do you make
them?
Yeah, stick it in the microwave.
Amazing.
It's like literally
just a microwave. Like, how does it come? Yeah. Does it come frozen?
It comes fresh, but with like a freezer ice pack that keeps it fresh until you can put it into your refrigerator or freezer in like these black things that are vacuum sealed. And so I toss mine in the freezer. You can keep them in the refrigerator. And then I just stick it in the microwave.
And can you put them in the microwave, like in that
the whole
container that it comes in?
You just pop it in, and it steams inside of the bag and reheats it up.
I see.
And it's really, really like the meat is super moist and juicy and fresh, and the flavors are always great. And so the reason why it works for me is because it's a perfect portion size. It's a perfect balance of like protein to veggies to like starch, and it's paleo, which is, for those of you that aren't familiar, the Paleolithic diet it's really geared towards people with autoimmune disease, but it just essentially helps fight inflammation, which is like the bane of my existence. I'm always dealing with inflammation because of my autoimmune stuff. So there's certain foods that are not like, there's never any dairy. There's never.
What about gluten?
There's never any gluten. There's never any. Like this chived mashed potato is probably not a white potato. Like there's not, like there's certain starches that are not in there. There's never any preservatives, gums, fillers, like none of that stuff. It's super.
So you
super
feel
clean.
like when you eat it, you don't feel bloated at all, because that's the biggest thing, right?
Not at all. And it's very filling and satisfying. And it's whole foods. Like, so you'll look at the list and it's every single item is a whole food. There's like, there's nothing artificial.
Is it just dinners, or is it lunches and breakfasts? Like, what's the...
They do have breakfast. They do have, I think the lunches are probably it would just be the same meals. Like you just use them however you choose to use them. They do offer breakfast. I've never done it. And you can get all different packages. You can get, like this past 2 weeks, I've just been getting a delivery of 5 every week. But before I've done deliveries of 10, and like Adam eats them and Madeline eats them. So
I think Stu would eat that too. I'm going to try that. And it's paleo. Like you can't order vegan if you're a vegan or vegetarian.
They do have like some food options, but I think it's more like AIP, which is really hardcore, an autoimmune protocol that I've tried to do. It's just even more restrictive. At one time they did have like ketogenic offerings and things like that, but I don't think they're doing that anymore. So it's
this just sounds, to your point, like a healthy, balanced meal. And honestly, with Optavia, the way that you do it is you eat these, what they call fuelings, but basically little meals or snacks. You eat like 5 of them a day, but one of your meals is a regular meal, which is essentially protein and greens. So they call it like a lean and green, but you basically eat a lean protein and a lot of greens. So this sounds like it would be a nice way, so I don't have to make it and I could just heat it up. And it also sounds like it might be a good transition for when I start to eat more. Like maybe I would have one of those for lunch instead of a salad, or instead of a snack or whatever.
Absolutely. It's great. It's really good. And the seasoning's always great. And you know what we really like? It's like the perfect amount of salt. Sometimes you get those kind of meals and it's like they can be bland. Like these are really well seasoned. They're really good. So I highly recommend it. And the price point's good too.
You really use that to keep on track and to keep as an easy way to get healthy meals. So when you're feeling off and you've eaten crappy, like you'll go back to just eating that every day and you'll feel like it's a good way to get you back on track eating healthy.
Yeah. And I feel really
not necessarily for weight loss, but in a way like is very just clean and healthy
eating. Yeah. Good cleaning. Yeah. Like, I mean, you know, like I'm more regular when I do it and I just feel better. And yeah, I don't wake up like puffy or bloated. I don't feel bloated after I eat it. It's good.
I'm going to try this. I'm going to try this over the holidays and moving into the new year because I think that's really good. I think it's good for Stu too, because especially for lunch, he's always, you know, he'll run to Balducci's or Whole Foods or the grocery store and just get something prepared and eat it. But I feel like something like this is probably better because you know what's in it and a bit healthier. So
yes,
sounds great. All right. Awesome. So we'll keep you guys posted on how the holiday goes in terms of our eating. But I think if we're incorporating and we're thinking about what we're eating, obviously, like I also think it's healthy to have fun, to drink, to eat all the sweets and all the fun things, because that's the fun part about the holidays. It's about being present with your family and friends. It's about having good food and celebrating. And we should be doing all that. But then on the days that we're not doing that, we should be making sure that we're backtracking and like eating healthy again, just to, you know, set it apart. So you're having just certain days where you're not eating as well. And then I think that makes for good balance. And so I think being really intuitive about that is helpful, as well as, you know, meditation and movement. I was listening to a podcast this morning. I only got 5 minutes in, but I'm going to listen to it later when I go for a ride to do some errands. Brooke Devard on Naked Beauty Planet. She has her Naked Beauty podcast and I love her. She's awesome. And she always does really good content on her shows. And the one that launched, I think it was this week, was around organization. And she's doing a bunch of episodes from now to the end of the year that are basically kind of like setting you up for the new year. And as you go into the holiday and the new year, different things to be helpful. So this one's on organization. I think she's going to have like a bunch of different people come in and talk about different things as you move into the new year. But the person that was on her show started talking about organizing all your skincare products and all your beauty products, because we have like a million and they could cause a mess. And my stuff's organized, but I call it like organized chaos. Like I know where everything is, but it's not super neat. It's kind of neat, but there's just like a lot of stuff. So anyway, I was listening to her and I'm excited to listen to that episode. We'll post it because it sounds like this woman who's on has a lot of really good tips around not only organizing your beauty staples and your products, but also closets and all that. So I always around the holidays try to get really organized. Like Katie knows, I do my pantry and that's like, I love doing it. But sometimes, and where I had stopped in the podcast, which I'll listen to later, was she's talked about getting in the mindset of organizing, because I think too, you get really overwhelmed with the thought of organizing and then you don't do it because you see all the clutter and you see all the stuff you have to do. And it's just like, you don't know where to start. So I'm really interested to hear what she has to say about that, because you do have to kind of psych yourself up to do an organization project.
Yeah.
You're super organized, Katie, like much more organized than I am.
Yeah, but I could be better. And like, you know, I mean, you saw we're settled in the house except for like my closet, right? I haven't taken the time to do the thing that is like my thing. And it's a disaster.
Right. But I'm sure it's overwhelming. Yeah.
It is. It's very overwhelming, the thought of getting into it. But yeah, you have to it's funny. So you like to organize around the holidays. I always tend to organize in the spring, like the spring cleaning thing. But I mean, I still need to do it.
Yeah. I like to organize when I have when I have time, usually between Christmas and New Year's, I'll usually like go to the Container Store and get like fun containers and just try to organize. Because it's funny, I really actually love organizing and I like doing it for other people too. Like I did it in my parents' house, like for my dad's library. I've done I do people's pantries. Like I love to actually do it once I'm in the mode, but it kind of takes me a little while to get into the mode and to do it myself. Like my office is a disaster. And I feel like there's so many areas of clutter that I need to organize and clean up. I just haven't done it because I can't get my head around doing it, but that's one of my goals to do over the holidays. But I usually do like 1 to 2 organizing projects over the holidays, or I try to.
We should share. a picture of your dad's office. It was so good. I want to do that with my office.
Yeah, there's something like cathartic about doing it because I think you feel really good afterwards and the person feels really good. That's actually what this woman was saying on the podcast this morning, that she was like, used to be a beauty editor and all these different things. And she got into the organizing space and she found that when she started doing this for people, they felt like a weight was lifted off of them, and she loved giving them that feeling. So I need to do some organizing projects for sure. So yeah, lots of organizing projects. I'm sure, Katie, you have a lot of stuff to do around the house that you're excited to get moving on.
It's funny how you said like it takes a weight off of you. So this past weekend when you were at my house and your girlfriend and her kids came over, like the girls totally had the best time with our playroom, but it looked like an absolute bomb exploded afterwards. And it's been like that for the last few days. And every time I look at it, I'm like, oh, it's so much. It's too much. I don't have time for it. So and like makes me cranky. I walked by it a million times. It was on my to-do list every single day this week. Finally, this morning, I just did it. I just got up and did it. Reese helped me before she went to school. And it did not take nearly as much time as I thought it was going to. And now it's like light and airy. I can breathe. I feel like a normal human again because that one room isn't haunting me. You know, it really does make a big difference. True.
And that happens to me all the time. And there's so many things where I will look at for literally a year and be like, I can't get my head around doing it. But I know what I was going to say before. What I was going to say is this woman was also talking about, which is so true, is it's easy to be organized once you have a system. So I remember when I first moved in my house, I had someone help me organize my kitchen and she set it up and I've literally used the same system ever since. So it's like once you have that system, even if you're not super organized, you can be organized. So I just set up some stuff in my bathroom, like some ways to have my products out. And now I have a system. So I know where to put my wash at night. I have my wash. Like as long as you have a system, I feel like it really helps with organizing. So
yeah, it's a good
we'll get to some organizing. And then what about just kind of like our year? We've had the show for a year.
I know.
Katie and I have like so many ideas and so many growth plans, and we're so excited. And just thank you to everyone who has supported us from the beginning and listening and helping us to grow. We're so great. We're so grateful. Katie, what have been some of your kind of highs over the last year of launching and sustaining this podcast and brand?
Yeah, we're so grateful to everyone that's been on the show. It's been such a highlight of mine. Finally, doing something aside from motherhood has really given me so much confidence. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love being a mom. It's the most amazing gift in the world. It's also a very hard job, but like I needed something more. I was a career woman at one point, and it just feels really good to be like mentally stimulated and creative. And it's also so fun talking to these people and learning so much. And also it's funny, it's given me like better people skills. Like I just moving to a new town, and now I have no problem meeting somebody and chatting it up with them and asking them about it's like I'm like naturally an interviewer now, which is so funny. It's not a byproduct that I expected, but it's been great. I mean, I feel like we've learned so much, and it's been just such a joy being with you every week and then getting to know these new people. It's brought me a lot of nirvana. I mean, just last week, Amy and I had a meeting when she came in town with Ann Fryer, who was a guest on our show in the first season. And it was like the coolest day because we sat with Ann Fryer and talked about growth and expansion. And then we went to see another guest. We went to see Meredith Quill from Beckett and Quill and went to her trunk show. And I literally felt like a career woman again, which is a feeling I haven't had in, 9 years. So it's
fun.
It's been amazing. What about you?
Yeah, I feel the same. I mean, there's so many things. I think being able to launch my own thing has been so amazing for me personally because I work full time. I have a really busy, demanding job, which I love, and it's creative and it's great, but it's a big company. It's very corporate, and I've been there a long time, and I felt like I needed an outlet and a way to be entrepreneurial again, because I try to be entrepreneurial within my organization, but it's hard. It's just big and it's great, but it's great in different ways. So it's so nice to have my own thing with you that we can create ourselves, that we can edit ourselves, that we can press that button. It goes live globally. We can talk about what we want to talk about. We can do the creative we want to do. It's just nice having my own creative outlet. That's a passion for me, and to be able to talk about it and be connected to it and talk to all these people and learn so many things that I'm so interested in. And it's just been a really nice outlet for me. And I feel like it's made me so much more well-rounded because it's interesting. And I feel like people want to hear about it. And I think it really has rounded me out because I have a really big corporate working marketing background, but now I have sort of this content creation, creative side that I still do at work, but some of it has been lacking. So it's just nice to be able to have that outlet for myself and to be able to start building this brand together. And of course, doing it with you makes it a bazillion times better. Like, it's so funny. Even though we were close before, now I feel like we're so bonded. We talk all the time. Like, I don't even talk to my brother. My parents are always like, "Oh, have you talked to Adam?" I'm like, "No, but I talked to Katie." They're like, "Oh, Katie told me this." I'm like, "Yeah, I know. She texted me this morning." Like, we're so synced up.
Yes.
And it's really rare because everyone I talk to is like, "Oh my God, that's so amazing. You have a podcast with your sister-in-law and you guys are so close." And I was like, yeah, it really is amazing because it is unique.
Yes.
And it's such a nice way for us to connect, but also to build a business and to like build this brand and community together is so much fun. And we have all the same interests. So it's just been really meaningful. And I think it's brought me obviously a lot of nirvana and joy to keep it going. And I think we also have to give ourselves grace because Katie and I have these conversations all the time. We have so many ideas for this show that we want to do, which we will do. And we have so much going on. And we definitely need time to take that pause and reflect and move into the new year with a really good plan of action and being rested. And even though this is like it's an enjoyable thing for us to do, I'm all about momentum, as Katie knows. So I feel like we have to keep producing and doing it every week. But it's stalling me from really taking a step back and thinking about, okay, what guests do we want to have all next year? And who do we want to, go after? And, just a shout out to all of our guests too, because everyone that's been on the show has been truly part of our Nirvana Sisters family and have really kind of aligns with what we're all about and have inspired us, but also have said yes. And there's a lot of people, it takes time to do this. I mean, it takes half an hour, whatever it is out of the day. But I think people say yes because they look at it as a really good time to connect with people. And the way that we do it is very conversational and fun. So I don't think it's looked at upon as a chore. I think people actually like to get away from their day-to-day and talk to new people. So thank you to all of our guests who have been on the show and have been helping us to grow. And thank you for the ones that have come back. And you'll be still coming back and contributing to the show for years to come. So just feeling really grateful that we've now have, this will be, I think, episode 32 or
33.
So,
this is
something.
Our 33rd.
Yeah. Which is incredible over a year. I mean, so many people that I've talked to that knew us when we were first launching this a year ago and we were trying to come up with a name and we were teaching ourselves how to do everything. They're like, "Oh my God, you have all these downloads and you have this whole show and you have so much content. It's incredible. And I really loved this episode and this product." So it just brings me a lot of joy and I feel very well-rounded and happy and really in my creative zone when we're doing it. So
yeah,
long story short,
it's amazing how, we've had a lot of hurdles. It hasn't been easy. We do everything soup to nuts. I don't know if people know that. I mean, we do all the editing, we do all the bookings, we do the whole nine. And there's been times where it's been so stressful to try to make it work. But I think having each other, and this is like something that people should take on if you're trying to get out and do something on your own, go find a partner, because having Amy to keep me in the game when I'm not, and to bounce ideas off of each other,
versa, yeah.
It's crucial. I mean, it's crucial. It's been so having, a partner, and we have we're very fortunate and blessed. I think we have a really healthy working relationship in addition to our personal sisterhood. But it's definitely it hasn't been easy. And the exciting thing is that we're growing and expanding. And it's so true. You can be so in the weeds, you can be so in it that it's hard to see outside of it and what else you have to do to make it bigger. So like Amy said, we're going to step back for a few weeks. I had to twist her arm to get there, but Miss Momentum, I got her to agree to it. And we're going to focus on bringing you bigger things, new things, exciting things. And we're just going to keep growing. And we would love to hear from our listeners. What do you guys want from us? That would be really exciting. Let us know on Insta. I think.
Yeah, we'd love to hear your ideas. And I just to echo what you were saying, Katie, I 100% agree that having a partner has completely changed the game for me because yes, we have each other's back, we motivate each other, and we keep each other accountable. And props and, shout outs to my husband, Stu, because he was the one when I was talking to him a year and a half ago. And I was like, I definitely want to start something. I don't know what it is. And he was like, you really need a partner because you have so many ideas, but like you need someone to bounce them off. Like another woman who can really connect with you. And obviously Katie was like the first person I thought of, like, this would be such a good idea for us to do together because we're always talking about this stuff. But I didn't recognize it myself. I always feel like I have to do everything myself. And then it never happens because it's too hard to start. So having a partner, for anyone listening that's wanting to start a business, wanting to start a whatever it may be, I think having that partner is crucial to talk through things and get in the nitty gritty because, your husband and your friends don't want to hear about it all the time, but like you'll talk about it with your partner every second and get into the minutia of everything. And it's just so, so helpful to have
and
that.
It's fun and exciting.
And it's fun.
Yeah.
It makes it more fun. Exactly.
Yeah.
100%. Moving on, as we close out the episode, I think Katie might have a nice mantra for us, but again, just wanted to tell all of our listeners to have a great holiday season. Take care of yourself. We are going to be every day intentionally trying to do that. I definitely feel better after having this conversation, Katie. I've been so stressed and I feel like I can breathe again. I feel a lot more relaxed. So I'm going to take this energy and move it into like the rest of the holiday season. I hope you feel the same way. And I hope our audience feels the same way. We'll continue to be talking to you all on Instagram and email and however you want to reach us. We're here at Nirvana Sisters. We're going to be producing a lot of content over the next few weeks too that will launch in 2022 at the start of the new year. So we're really excited about that, but definitely keep in touch and we'll continue to be, putting out a lot of social content and tips and tricks and all of the things.
Yeah. And look out for us on Instagram because our past guests, they have like great, exciting holiday things going on that we're going to share with you. So yeah, definitely tune in for that.
Okay. So just closing out with some thoughts. I don't know if this is necessarily a mantra. It might just be a quote, but I was on LinkedIn yesterday and this woman who I don't know, I'm following her. Her name is Sarah Kay. She is a creative thinker, brand innovation. She's an author of the book Brand New World, which I'm going to try to read. And she put out a really amazing post, which I'll share on our social. But it was really about embracing your uniqueness. And it was a whole paragraph about when you get feedback from people, how that can, you take it so seriously and then you don't defend yourself and you become someone that you're not. And anyway, there was one part of it which I really liked, which said, your uniqueness is perfect. Never apologize for it. On the contrary, dial it up. So I just love that because it just basically is saying be yourself and don't apologize for it. And I think it's a good thing for us all to remember because we sometimes hide who we are depending on the environment that we are. So I think that is so helpful. So that's my kind of words of wisdom. And thank you, Sarah, if you're listening from LinkedIn. I will definitely share this. It's a whole paragraph and I thought it was super empowering.
I love that. Yeah, that's very true. All right. Well, I love what you said because it's very true. It's like, don't dim your light around other people and everything. I mean, I feel like I'm guilty of doing that from time to time. So it's a good reminder. But let's 100%. Let's close with a little mantra that I think is on par with what we have going on right now. So it is, I'm slowing down and creating space to rest, replenish, and take care of me. And I think we're both going to do that. And we're also going to do that for Nirvana Sisters. So yeah, deep breath.
100%.
In and out.
Thank you so much, everyone. And we will chat soon. Thanks for listening to Nirvana Sisters. For more information on this episode, check out the show notes, please subscribe, and leave us a review. Also, find us on Instagram at Nirvana Sisters. If you loved what you just listened to or know someone that would, please share it and tag us. Tune in next week for a fresh new episode of Nirvana Sisters. We'll continue to watch out for all things wellness so you don't have to. Bye.